Hey guys, I hope you're having a productive week. Yes, I've been missing in action. It's been a long week, and I'm sure not just for me, for most of us. Um, I just needed some time to soak in our new reality, whatever that is. Um, so I knew President-elect Donald Trump. Listen, this is not going to be a hate video. We're not going to sit here and wallow around what shoulda, what coulda, what. Listen, most of us did what we wanted to do. Most of us did what we should have done. Most of us did what we had to do. Now, for those that didn't even vote at all, that's on you. Don't complain, okay? Because it hasn't been that long where we could vote, period. So for you to have that right and not use it, that's on you. To each his own. That's the one thing about living in this country. You can vote for who you want or not even vote at all if you choose not to. You know what I mean? But listen, President-elect Mr. Trump never hid who he was. He never hid what he stood by. I couldn't tell you what his policies were because I personally don't think he ran on policies. I think he ran on hate. I think he ran on being a big bully, ran on just a bunch of lies. We know what that was. But it was allowed again. Now, I understood how important this election was for him because he can, again, now he can't run again. He can no longer be president. We've only had one president in the history of this country to run to be president 4 consecutive terms, and that was FDR, President Roosevelt. And after that, no president was able to run and be president more than 2 terms. So this is it for him. So they're grooming theirs. We need to be grooming ours. Okay. But the fact that he never hid who he was, okay, and what he wanted to do, let's get into it. He wants to dismantle the Board of Education. Think about that. Dismantling the Board of Education. Okay. Yeah, he wants a bunch of dummies. He wants to be able to control the books that our kids and grandkids are being taught, what history they hear of, all those things. Next, he wants a complete abortion ban across the nation. So it's not just a couple of states or 4 or 5 states, across the entire nation. Okay? Think about that. So all you guys that was, filling in your little things at the poll, think about it. It's here now. It's reality. You're ready to face it. Okay? Deportation of undocumented immigrants. Well, surprise, surprise. Really? We already knew that. So, he wants to dismantle the EPA. Listen, we have faced tougher things, to be honest. Like I said, he's been president before. He'll be president. We've survived 400 years of slavery. We can survive 4 years. Excuse me. It's going to feel like 400 years, but 4 years of Mr. Trump. I'm just afraid of the hate that's just gonna rear its real ugly head that has been rearing, which has been showing for the past since 2016 when he ran the first time. Listen. It's already begun. There's no secret to it. Mr. Trump has already, okay, when Mr. Trump's appointed judge, because he appointed judges. The appointed judge kills Biden's immigration policy just days after the election. So that's done. Finito. Okay, done. Listen, it may seem tough now and things can get better, but people are going to have to think and be smarter about the way they make money, about the way we work for these corporations. I know that business ownership isn't for everyone. Everyone isn't meant to be a boss, even though that word is thrown around. I'm a boss, whatever. Really, everyone's not meant to be an employer. a boss. And we're going to have to do more. Sad to say, we're going to have to do more in the next few years. Hopefully, we can overcome it like we've done in the past. And it's going to be a tough one, though, people. It's going to be a tough because some of the stuff that he's going to get rid of or attempt to get rid of, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, already, Trump has threatened to prosecute hundreds of his adversaries, which means anyone that was against him, anybody that wasn't for him. During his campaign, President-elect Donald Trump made it clear that he was ready to go after anyone he perceived as an obstacle in his return to the White House. Now that he has secured that position, let's let the games begin. It's going to be spending more time on get back, and you did this and you said that and more of this. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys actually know of Mike Davis. Now, Mike Davis, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you who Mike Davis is, and then I'm going to explain what Mike Davis said about New York Attorney General Letitia James. Okay? Now, Mike Davis is the founder of Article 3 Project, an advocacy group that pushes nominations of conservative judges, more so judges that they can control, allegedly. That's my opinion. But this is just days after the election, and this is what he's saying outwardly for the world to hear about New York Attorney General Letitia James. This isn't just some, and he should be saying it about anyone, but I mean, really? So listen, I want you to listen to what he had to say and let me know what you think. Okay? Give me a second. I'm sorry. I should have set this up way better, but you know what? It's been one of those weeks, and this is what we're going to do. Go.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights, and I promise you that. So,
yeah, you heard him right. Oh, you heard him right. Okay. So they ain't mincing words. They ain't playing games. They telling you right out the gate, this is what we're going to do. How dare you? And this is what we're going to do to you. Okay. So more of the bully effect, which we shouldn't really be surprised of at all. Okay. But what I will say is the outward way of just saying whatever you want to say. And see, because the president does it, there's going to be millions of people that feel that they have him, the backing of him. So he does it, I'm going to do it, and he's going to back me. And pretty much he will. He will. To speak to that woman, a black woman at that, in that manner, when she's doing her job, mind you, she's doing her job. She's not some vigilante housewife that decided that she wants to. This is her job as Attorney General of New York City, one of the biggest cities in the world. This is her job. This is what she's here for. This is what she get paid for. So she's being threatened for doing her job. Correct? Okay. Surprise, surprise. Okay. The New York City ends the controversial program supplying migrants with prepaid debit cards. Okay. So all the migrants that's been here receiving $350 a week. Okay. Now, $350 a week is $1,400 a month. I believe that there are people on unemployment that have worked in this country that have put money into the system that don't even get $350 a week. And they're getting, the migrants, the immigrants are getting $350 tax free. They're not citizens. They don't have a social security number. It's like, what is going on? So you can't be surprised because this has cost $53 million to supply these immigrants with $350 a week for groceries and whatever things that they need. And it's definitely a come up because, I mean, to be honest with you, those of you that travel from country to country, you know that our dollar is usually worth more than most. So to get that much money in their country, they would have never seen that much money in a week, a month, or maybe 2 or 3 months. Who knows? But I'm just stating this costs $53 million, and the people that work here and that put money into the system, pay their taxes, paying high health insurance and car insurance and homeowners insurance and all of this for just in case. Listen, we're going to have some tough times coming. Some of us will have some tough times because I believe the richer get richer and the poor get poorer. I mean, I would like to think that most of us, we may never reach the riches of what we think rich is. So middle class would have done. Growing up to be middle class would have been everything. There's no middle class anymore. You either rich or you're poor. You either have it or you don't. Making $100,000 20 years ago, or maybe even 10 years ago, would have been a great thing. But now, where you go to the grocery store and you spend over $200 and you may come out with 5 bags. Okay. So with that all being said, I love you guys. I just wanted to reach out. I know I had been missing. I just needed to soak it in. Now that it's soaked in, it's time for us to top our bootstraps, get it together, and be resilient as we always are. We're winners. Sometimes you get defeated or you feel defeated. But you know what? We'll get it together. We always do. We always make it. I love you guys. I want you guys to be intentional about the way you handle one another. This is very stressful. This has been very stressful. This has been a very stressful few months with Vice President Harris running. It's been very much a stressful last week or two with the election. And now that it's over, it is what it is. We just have to do the best we can, people. We have to do the best we can. Like I said, we need to be grooming our next candidates. It's never too early. We need to be grooming them because with him not being able to run again, they're grooming the next him. So we need to be grooming what we need and who we need to be out on the forefront for us, to be our voice, to be our advocate, to be there. I give Vice President Harris all the props in the world. It has to be a tough thing, especially as a woman and as a minority. I see an African-American woman. I don't know. Some people say Indian, allegedly, whatever. To be a woman and to be an African-American woman in this time, I realize that men, we have it tough. We do. But women, I don't think there's anyone that the U.S. hates more than a woman, and definitely an African-American woman, a minority woman. I see it. No matter what, there was no reason for this. But again, be intentional. I love you guys. I plan to get back on here. We have to, with all of this negativity that has gone, we need some positive things. So I'm going to be in search of, I only can give you what they got. I only can tell you what they got. I don't make the news, I report it. I don't know. But I'm going to try to find us some uplifting things. The winter's kicking in, the weather will be changing. We want to binge watch some shows. So I'm going to come up with a few more shows. And I want to do I'll leave that. We'll speak soon. I love you guys. Be intentional. Keep your head up. I love you guys. Enjoy.